Glory to Jesus Christ. Today is Wednesday, March 18th, the 24th day of the fast. If we think to ourselves, what are the things that we struggle with through life? What are the things we struggle with maybe through Great Lent itself? One of them will be that we struggle with our faith. That oftentimes we're tempted to just simply not believe, to not believe what the church is teaching us, to not believe that there is a God. All these temptations that befall us that are very normal, and that we also have the ability to fight. And Father Alexander, in his diary, will give us a little help with that today. And then on this day, March 18th, we remember our father among the saints, St. Nikolai of Zicha, who we read a couple years ago, and who would have to, on his feast day, give us some words to think about today. So first we'll hear from Father Alexander, then from St. Nikolai. So Father Alexander writes, "Why is faith so difficult for man to achieve? Whence these doubts and periods of falling away? Why does faith at times withdraw from us completely, though we would give everything to retain it? First, this is a direct temptation of the devil. It would be extraordinary if we were not so tempted when something essential to us is involved. Secondly, we often want and expect a proof. This means a retreat from the heroism of faith and a search for direct knowledge. And yet, each of us has an experience of faith, however small, an experience of its life-giving effect on us. And to this experience, we must hold fast." And so Father Alexander reminds us that the devil is tempting us to not have faith. And this happens on a daily basis, and we have the ability to fight it, but that we also want so often proof. As human beings, we want to see what is the evidence, what is the proof. And he used those words that this means we retreat from the heroism of faith. And that's a beautiful phrase to think of, that our faith is being heroic. But we want that search for direct knowledge. And maybe sometimes we might get a little bit of that, a little piece of it, but we have to be reminded that very often there are many things that we don't know, and that connects then to having faith. But as I said, today we remember St. Nikolai of Zicha, and from his prayers by the lake, we'll read one of his letters today, which is, "People have become bad." And this will remind us all that we have the experience of God, even in small ways that sometimes we take for granted. So St. Nikolai so beautifully writes, "People have become bad, and so they say, 'What does the Lord do for us?' The Lord gives life to every body. The Lord gives a face to every creature. The Lord is as tender-hearted as a child, and selfishness and gloominess are unknown to him. The Lord gives to everyone whatever one asks of him. The Lord fills his eternity with giving, and yet you say, 'What does the Lord give to us?' You would not even have been able to pose this question if the Lord had not given you the power to do so. The Lord collects the tears of those who mourn in the palms of his hands. The Lord visits captives. The Lord sits at the bedside of the sick. The Lord keeps vigil over perilous paths and keeps watch over the depths of the sea, and yet you say, 'What does the Lord do for us?' Whatever you ask of the Lord, he also gives you, but because you began to seek more from the world than from the Lord, you feel deluded in your hopes, and so you say, 'What does the Lord do for us?' Like a good host, the Lord sets his table and awaits his guests. The Lord listens attentively for knocking and is quick to open the door to every guest. Around his table are clustered undreamed of mansions. At his table are many seats. Whoever strikes his door and knocks will not be turned away. And yet you say, 'Why did the Lord not open when we knocked?' Because you knocked at the door of the Lord with doubt, but at the door of the world with faith. The Lord stands at the door of your soul with a broom, ready at your invitation to clean the horrendous filth out of your soul, to make your newly cleaned soul fragrant with incense and fragrance, and to adorn her with virginal jewelry. The Lord is standing and waiting for your invitation. At the edge of your heart, the Lord is standing with a tall candle that burns without smoking or melting. The Lord is standing and waiting at your invitation to bring the candle into your heart and enlighten it, to burn up all the fear in your heart, all its selfish passions and all its ugly desires, and to drive out of your heart all the smoke and foul stench. At the edge of your mind, the Lord is standing with his wisdom and with his tongue, ready at your invitation to enter into it and drive out all its foolish thoughts, all its filthy fancies, and all its mistaken notions, and to erase from your mind all non-existent images. The Lord is standing and waiting to introduce his reason, his seals, and his words. Yet you say, "Where is the Lord?" At the edge of your life. Therefore your life has become hunchbacked. If the Lord were in the center, where he was in the beginning and where his rightful place is, your life would be upright and you would see the Lord, and you would not be asking, "Where is the Lord?" You have become bad, therefore you ask, "Where is the Lord?" The Lord is too good, therefore the bad do not recognize him. The Lord is too translucent, therefore the dusty do not see him. The Lord is too holy, therefore the unholy do not perceive him. If there are not enough people who will confess the name of the Lord will manifest himself through objects. If even the stars of heaven forget the name of the Lord, it will not be forgotten by the countless hosts of angels in heaven. The weaker the confession of the Lord's name in one realm, the stronger it is in another. Neither can the uttering of the name of God be decreased, nor can it be increased. If one brook dries up, another will begin to rise, and thus the sea maintains the same level. And St. Nikolai is reminding us as we ask these questions, when we lose our faith, when we doubt our faith, what does the Lord do for us? Where is the Lord? That if we can only open our eyes and look at so many of the small things of life, that we will know that he is there. Just to look at the face of another human being next to us is proof that the Lord is there. Through the prayers of St. Nikolai, we continue in this holy fast. Glory to Jesus Christ.